Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Rip Curl Flash Bomb series of wetsuits for summer 2014. The Rip Curl Flash Bomb's been around for a couple of years now and has won the Wetsuit of the Year award from SEMA, basically for its progressive wetsuit lining, and it's basically down to the lining, the flash dry lining or the flash bomb lining within the wetsuit, which is kind of a back-combed polypro, which I'll show you in a second, which is there to make the wetsuit dry really quickly and also keep you warmer. So a lot of people wonder why you would want that in a 3-2 wetsuit, and basically this wetsuit does come for the ladies and kids and men, and basically the answer is to be able to wear the wetsuit for a greater portion of the year. So a lot of people are only wearing their 3-2, which is really stripped down, in kind of like June, July, August in the UK. So having a really warm 3-2 opens up the possibility of wearing that suit from spring, early spring, right the way through to early winter, or even beyond, depending on your tolerance for the cold. And being able to do that comes down to the lining of the wetsuit and the quality of the wetsuit and the neoprene and the features within the wetsuit, which I'll run through you now. As I say then, the suit comes with the ladies wetsuit in a 3-2, really nice looking wetsuit this year, sort of broken up with different colours. Apparently this is becoming more and more commonly used this year, so it's kind of like a plum colour. That's the ladies, and then you've got the kids wetsuit, which kind of looks like the E-bomb because it doesn't have the smooth skin panel on the front. That's the only difference between this and the grown-up wetsuit, or the adults wetsuit basically. In the Gabriel Medina colours, we don't actually have the men's suit in yet, but in theory the actual features and functions of the suit are pretty much the same across the board. The only difference being the kids doesn't have the chest panel, the smooth skin chest panel, and looks more like an E-bomb. But we'll run through the features of the suit for you now. So, what's different between this year and last year? Primarily, the main difference doesn't lie with the lining, the flash bomb lining or flash dry lining is still there, but it's the actual quality of the neoprene. This year, Rip Curl are using the E4 neoprene the whole way through the suit, and the E4 plus taping inside the suit. Previous years, it was the E3 neoprene. The difference between E3 and E4 is that E4 is less absorbent and lighter. Okay, basically means it's probably got more air inside the actual rubber, making it dry quicker, making it feel lighter and less absorbent, so it will stay lighter in the water. Okay, so that E4 runs the whole way through the suit and is incredibly stretchy and flexible. Okay, and does feel really, really good, especially for a summer wetsuit, which is what you want basically. In terms of some of the more simple technical features, it's a 3-2 in the summer weight. We do this in a 4-3 and obviously a 5-3, but the 3-2, 3mm on the lower body, where you need a bit more warmth around the core, and then 2mm in the upper body, where you need a bit more flexibility. The seams in the wetsuit, minimal seam design, so you'd have big panels of neoprene with no seams to restrict the movement of the suit. That runs the whole way back through the ladies, right around the bum, through the lumbar. Make sure you've got no restriction through the suit there at all. Any seams that are put into the suit, they're bent to match the shape of the body, so they move with the shape of the body and don't restrict you. Even around the back there, the seam's dipped, so basically you've got a downward stretch across the back, so when you're leaning forward or bending, there's no restriction and you're not going to get as fatigued as quickly. The actual seam construction, it's glued and blind stitched, which means it's stitched halfway through, and then on the inside of the wetsuit they glue it just to seal it in, and then with this particular suit, the flash bomb, this is where the E4 plus taping comes in. It's an orange taping. Instead of the rubber taping, which is a bit abrasive on your skin and restrictive, it's a flat taping made of E4 plus neoprene, really, really flexible. It's actually more flexible than the E4, and just secures the wetsuit, stops any water coming through, makes it nice and robust, gives it a longer shelf life and keeps water out. And that runs the whole way through the inside of the suit. So when we turn it inside out, you'll be able to see that. Okay, now the actual entry of the suit is a chest zip. It's chest zip with the ladies as well. Benefits of a chest zip: there's no zip in the back of the wetsuit, so again you've got no restriction in the back panel where you have the most amount of movement when surfing and doing dynamic sports. And also you have an unbroken seal around the neck, so they can line it with this hydro lock material or smooth skin material, which stops any flush throughs and also stops any rashes. Okay, that runs through the inside of the collar. Definitely good, so stopping any flush throughs, keeping water out, and again allowing you to use the suit for a longer period of the year. The chest zip system is quite simple. It's basically sewn over the top of the wetsuit. Nice and simple, he says, not being able to get it open. The zip opens outwards, so you don't have to sort of hook and get it in. and basically goes up and over the head, and then you've got the inside of the suit here. So any water that does come in through the collar, instead of coming in through the wetsuit, is basically being met with this panel of neoprene, and then any water that does come in is drained out through these little drain holes in the front and around the back of the wetsuit. So they are there for a purpose. Okay, and that just drains the water out of the chest zip system. Bit harder to get in and out of a back zip, obviously, because you're getting in through the top, but the neoprene is so stretchy and flexible, it is actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. You turn it inside out halfway, and then be able to get in and out of the wetsuit. And we've got a video on how to get in and out of a chest zip if you check out our YouTube channel as well. Further down on the suit, before I turn it inside out, got the standard Duraflex knee pads, and basically they're a very robust material, especially good if you're learning or sort of doing anything where you do get wear and tear on the knees. It will stop it wearing through. It's really, really hardcore, this stuff. And then you've got the key pouch or key pocket on the side of the wetsuit there, so as long as it's not an electronic key, you can keep your key on the outside as well. And give you an idea of how thick the neoprene is. It's a good healthy 3mm on the Rip Curl suits. On the outside here, they do put a bit of rubber taping as well, just to sort of really stop the ankle blowing apart or getting ripped apart, but also creates a good seal with a boot if you wear a boot. Okay, so there's all the little touches are there on this top end wetsuit. Turn the wetsuit inside out for you now, and you can have a little look inside. And as I say, the men's ones are due in at any time, and we'll have the full sort of like pictures and everything to check out the colourways on the website. But essentially, in terms of technical features, they're pretty much the same between the men's and the ladies. Obviously, the shape is slightly different for ladies, just to suit a lady's figure. So I turn the suit inside out, then we come in contact with the flash dry material. Flash bomb, why it's called a flash bomb, basically. Okay, so this material, what's it all about, and why has it won an award? The idea of it being basically the standard polypro material, which was in wetsuits previously, had great insulating properties. So basically any heat that was leaving your body was retained inside the suit by the polypro material. Okay, and it did inherently have great non-absorbent properties and quick drying properties anyway. But what they did, Rip Curl went with this material that was back combed, which makes it nice and fluffy. Okay, and not only is that aesthetically very nice against your skin and makes you psychologically feel warmer, it's also fantastic at pulling water out of the wetsuit and allowing it to dry quickly by sort of pulling the water out and dry quickly in the air. And the actual boast from Rip Curl is it can dry within 15 minutes, which is fantastic when you're getting in and out of a cold, wet wetsuit. It's never good, so to have that lining is fantastic. But also, it does do a lot to keep you warmer as well. Having owned one of these myself for a previous winter, it's in its 3rd year now, and it's still keeping me really warm. And there's something psychological about having a fluffy inside to a wetsuit that does sort of keep you a lot warmer and does feel really good against your skin. It's really snuggly, I should say. The taping on the inside here, then you see the orange taping all the way around the wetsuit. That's the E4 taping. Just seals the suit, stops any water getting into the wetsuit, but also gives support to all the seams so that they don't pull apart, basically. And really, really stretchy, and stops the wetsuit sort of pulling apart or getting any damage on the key areas. And then just to really sort of drive that home, they've put like the black taping there, the critical taping on some of the more susceptible joints on the wetsuit as well. So that's essentially everything going on with the Rip Curl Flash Bomb. You can see that's top to toe in that flash bomb lining, or flash dry lining there as well. So that's really going to keep you warm. And I've been wearing, or have worn the whole way through the year, a 4-3 flash bomb wetsuit right the way through in a UK winter. It's absolutely fine. Depending on your tolerance for the cold, a 3-2 you could wear right into the depths of December. And still be absolutely fine. They're fantastic wetsuits. Obviously they still maintain a huge amount of flexibility with the E4 neoprene in the upper body. This is the kid's wetsuit. It's got that flash dry lining right the way through to the ankles. So if you've got a child that is really into water sports and does feel the cold, then definitely a suit worth investing in. And they look great as well. So the Rip Curl Flash Bomb for summer 2014 is definitely a recommendation from the Wetsuit Centre.